Chances are if you're watching this video, you've been interested in creating an e-commerce business or you already have an e-commerce business, and there's a whole world within e-commerce that you probably have never considered exploring, and it's the world of mixing e-commerce with retail. And in today's video, what I want to do is go through this video of Shelby Church where she interviews this $360 million founder that reached this valuation at the age of 26. It's going to be an incredible story. I predict, I've actually never seen this video before, but it's been catching my attention for like a couple of weeks now. And I've been wanting to save it for the channel since I know it's going to be extremely valuable and we're going to learn a lot from it. So let's see what we can uncover from how this girl built a $360 million candy company at 26 in e-commerce. Pretty insane. Let's get right into it.
Years now, I have been obsessed with these candies. They're called Smart Sweets, and they're unique because a bag only has 3 grams of sugar. Smart Sweets was created by Tara Bosch when she was just 21. 5 years later, Smart Sweets is in 120,000 retail stores, and Tara sold a majority stake in the company for $360 million.
$360 million at 26. There are levels to this, and it's just funny, there's so many gurus on YouTube, trying to show you how to make money drop shipping, how to do this and that. And then there's real e-com operators behind the scenes that you've never heard about who are truly killing it at a level that most of these gurus could never even imagine. I mean, obviously, you might consider me a guru too, but I don't consider myself a guru. I'm building my business here and trying to reach this level as well, and trying to take you there with me. That's kind of the difference. But let's just continue. Enough about me.
I got the chance to sit down with Tara and learn about how she built an extremely successful candy company at such a young age. And here is how she did it.
Let's see.
Growing
Smart
up,
Sweets.
Tara and her family loved candy, but she realized as she got older the negative impacts it can have on your health.
I had a conversation with my grandmother where she shared that she regretted having so much excess sugar over the years. So that was the moment where I had asked myself, why can't you feel good about candy?
That's a really powerful story and message. Imagine an old person saying, the one thing I regret is consuming so much sugar over the years. What a powerful brand message right there.
That was the catalyst for Smart Sweets starting.
So at 21, she made the bold decision to drop out of college and pursue her dream of making a healthier candy company. She got to work in her kitchen trying to find a way to make healthier candy that actually tasted good.
I went down the rabbit hole of learning about excess sugar consumption and how it was really kind of like a silent epidemic where there's all these massive food manufacturers that use something called the sweet spot.
This is when food manufacturers pack in just the right amount of fat, sugar, and salt to make their product as addicting as possible.
They'll go and market that product to kids oftentimes, and it's all the products that sit on our shelves.
That's
so
messed
Tara
up.
went online and researched from food journals that were available how to make a candy with less sugar.
I got a gummy bear mold off of Amazon and the ingredients from just a local grocery store at that point, and then began recipe testing in my kitchen.
The first iteration
Wow.
of Smart Sweets was a low-sugar gummy bear that she called Stevie.
I love this because, no offense to anybody here, okay? I'm a drop shipper at heart myself, but I love when people really put in the effort and go above and beyond to build a business with a huge total addressable market that solves a specific problem, and they don't look for shortcuts necessarily. Like, she literally just started testing recipes in her kitchen. That's brilliant. I mean, I think unfortunately this drop shipping hype and how a lot of gurus, no offense, I'm not trying to talk shit about anybody, but a lot of gurus flex this lifestyle and try to sell you this dream of easy money. But the reality is, if you want to make something big, you're going to have to work hard for it. It's going to take some effort. You don't need to slave away, but it will take some effort. It's not going to be simple and easy from the get-go. You're not going to be able to just hire a whole team right away. You got to get your hands dirty, especially at the beginning. So stories like this are super inspiring to me, and it reminds me it's good that things are difficult, that it's not actually a bad thing, because that's why so many people quit and fail. It's because they just give up when things get hard. So I love seeing things like this.
Sweet.
It took me about 4 months, hunkering down to get from something that was just scratch ingredients to actually something that was wow, this makes me feel confident that this idea is possible about kicking sugar out of candy.
With a recipe in hand, she was ready to take it to the factory, but there was one problem. She needed about $100,000 to get the first batch made.
I had no assets, like nothing to my name, had a 2009 Honda Fit car. Put my Honda Fit on the line as like the asset that I had, and took out life insurance to be able to get the debt financing, and that was able to get me through my first inventory run to launch. I knew
That's
if the
amazing.
business didn't work, that at that point I would have $105K in debt financing to my name.
She knew the risk involved.
That's so risky. What's also crazy is you can do the same system of financing to acquire an existing business that's already making money. That's like the definition of the American dream. You can start from nothing, take out some debt, and buy a business, or in her case, which is the riskiest thing to do, start a business from scratch with that debt. I mean, that's so impressive.
but found it more risky to not pursue something she so deeply believed would work.
Worst case scenario, I have some debt. I'm living on the couch, but I knew that I gave it my all, and the world took me to where I was meant to go with it.
With her $105,000 loan, she was able to create her first batch of inventory.
I like that. That's a great mindset. Like, what's the worst that can happen? I mean, yeah, you'll get some debt, but at least you tried your hardest to do something. That's a good frame of mind, I think.
With a co-packer. But now the pressure was on to get the inventory sold in stores.
In the beginning, it was really hard to get someone to take a chance on Smart Sweets.
One of the first stores that she got Smart Sweets in, a Safeway in North Vancouver, took a lot of persistence. She called, emailed, and showed up at the store around 50 times before she got a response.
When the first retailer said yes, and I went into the store, but before doing that, even did like 10 donuts around the parking lot because I was so nervous to go in and felt like such an imposter.
But she worked through her imposter syndrome, getting into 1,300 retail stores in the first year and hiring her first 10 employees. For their first retail launch, she went around to each store herself and stocked the shelves with the first batch of inventory.
What do you want to tell the world about Smart?
See, this is a whole new world of entrepreneurship that a lot of us don't even know about, at least me. Like, this retail world, this is what I'm trying to get into now with some of the partners that I've been making. And, you know, I expect that I'll be building a similar sized business within the next 3 years probably. But this is the combination that I really want to target, is a business with the capability of being sold basically in every store in the country, or every gas station, let's say, but with also utilizing my direct to consumer skills for growth, branding, etc., retention, all the things that my team is an expert at, the Ecommerce team, and truly building something massive. Nobody really thinks about retail when it comes to e-com, at least in this side of the YouTube sphere. So this is super cool.
Smart Sweets launch day.
Gummy bears will get you through it.
From my initial interview with Tara, I was like, okay, I can tell that like this brand really does like have legs and it's gonna go somewhere. And like I started working without even knowing what my salary was because I believed in it so much.
Not long after, Smart
cool.
Sweets had their first big break when a news producer called, wanting Tara to share her story.
We were in like 40 stores, super small, and this reporter from Fox Business in the States reached out and was like, hey, I'd love to feature Smart Sweets. Will you be in New York soon? I had no plans to go to New York, but to seize the moment, I was like, yeah, I'll be there like in 3 days actually, if that works. And so went to New York, filmed this segment on Smart Sweets, and they aired it. And then I got an email 10 minutes later from the global buyer at Whole Foods saying, hey, would you be interested in a global launch with us? Yeah.
Had you reached out to Whole Foods at that point?
Yeah, I had like sent emails, called the head office, sent the product. I think at one point tried showing up to the HQ, things like that.
And in 2018, they launched nationwide with Whole Foods in the US. With one condition, they had to change their packaging from the white background to a more colorful look that you see today.
And that was really the catalyst for us growing quickly in the States and getting into other retailers like Kroger and Target and Costco.
But with such fast growth, they needed more money to hire people and create more inventory. But finding the right partners wasn't exactly an easy task.
I couldn't get any more debt because I didn't have anything else to put against it. One of our first retail partners was like, hey, I want you to come to our headquarters. We're really interested in investing in the company. This was like a big deal. I was like, wow, like, you really want to like give me money for Smart Sweets, and like you get it. And so I went to their headquarters and they were like, so we'd like to offer you 100 grand for 40% of the company. And if you don't take this, there are other companies that are going to move faster and have more money than you, and you need to take this if Smart Sweets, you want it to be what it's
100K for 40%, and she's already getting into companies like Whole Foods. What a scam.
going to be. And I was getting so many no's from other people on investing in the company. And so, shoot, like, I do really need this money and I really respect them. And I ended up saying no. If I hadn't said no,
Smart
I would
girl.
have not had control of my company.
In the end, she found an investor and raised $3
That's
million
awesome.
as her final round of investments for Smart Sweets. She also went on the Canadian version of Shark Tank, where she
She's a
found
G.
that all of the investors wanted to put money into Smart Sweets. The product sold well in stores, so they were able to expand to 18,000 stores nationwide, including Target, Walmart, and Kroger.
So in kind of the 4-year span, we did 2 in our first year, then 16, then 60, then 125. And as that was happening, I think because I
Insane.
had really visualized that from day one, it didn't feel crazy or fast. It just felt like this is exactly how it needs to be happening.
In fact, Tara had already visualized her company succeeding and even created a screensaver on her computer to remind her of this goal.
From the start, did you
Wow.
have a vision for the company to become as big as it has?
Day one, when I was in my kitchen, I started reciting to myself in my head and saying, okay, Smart Sweets is a global company. Like, Smart Sweets has revolutionized candy. So I would talk about it as if it had already happened. And so, in my head, I'd be like, okay, I'm teleporting myself 10 years in
That's
the future.
amazing.
And Smart Sweets is the global leader. Candy that is low sugar, that you can feel good about having as an everyday snack, is the norm. That was really powerful because it put into my subconscious that Smart Sweets is this. It's all happened. It's just a matter of reverse executing on that now.
After 5 years building Smart Sweets, she sold a majority stake to TPG Growth for $360 million. But Tara is still the largest individual shareholder and is still involved in the company today.
That's so amazing. That's goals, like being able to take your chips off the table but still be the largest individual shareholder. So if this company goes to a multi-billion-dollar valuation, which it probably will, she's still going to become a billionaire through her shares. That's incredible.
Smart Sweets was my life. I was very much that 5 a.m. to 3 a.m. sleeping in the office many days, never took a weekend off. Not because of a choice thing, it was because I genuinely felt so passionate that I wanted to be in it and doing that and giving it my all, because I felt so lucky that I somehow had this opportunity to bring this idea to life that the world trusted me with.
Growing a business like this isn't easy. It was a lot of late nights, but to Tara, this was the opportunity of a lifetime, and she was happy to put the work in.
Growing up, I was always that person, I think, who was felt underestimated, didn't really have any talents or abilities in athletics or school. So when I stumbled on Smart Sweets and then started building it and it was resonating, I was like, wow, me, I actually have this ability. I felt so grateful. I didn't want to squander that, and so I gave every ounce of myself.
And today, Smart Sweets is still creating new products that kick sugar out of candy. And Tara found that following her intuition was really important in making Smart Sweets a success.
I believed with certainty that the vision would happen, but it was my own self-struggle of being can I make this happen? That I struggled with. And with Smart Sweets, so many moments, if I just looked at numbers and logic, I would have went a different path. If you don't believe it in your head that it's possible, then it's not possible. Take away what you think is capable. What's your vision of just in general? If you could just dream, it can be that, but you need to first believe that to be true, otherwise it won't happen.
Hope that you guys enjoyed learning about the story of
Wait,
Smart
what did that say? A $25,000 annual initiative to help women achieve their visions. Whoa.
Hope that you guys enjoyed learning about the story of Smart Sweets as much as I enjoyed making this one. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. I put a lot of work into this video. I'll have Smart Sweets linked below if you want to try them. This is not sponsored. I just wanted to make this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Smart Sweets. Let's see. So I actually already checked this out before I saw this video. And I will say their e-commerce side of things is pretty massive. Let me see. but it's not that big. I mean, 45,000 monthly visitors, that's not that crazy. Like some of the brands that we're working with get 500K, like 10x the amount of visitors, but have way smaller valuations. So that really tells you a little bit about the power of retail. And this is what I want to start, like I mentioned earlier on in this video, combining together. So if any of you guys out there are investors, venture capitalists, private equity firms, hit me up. I'm trying to make more connections in that realm, not necessarily to get money or anything, but just to have access to capital in case that I do need it to scale my businesses. But man, this was an incredible video. Shout out to this girl. She's so awesome, super inspiring. I'm incredibly bullish on women entrepreneurs. It's crazy. Like 100 years ago, as a woman, it was like illegal to vote, basically. And now they're building multi-billion-dollar businesses. It's so cool to see. And yeah, very awesome video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun watching it. Shout out to Shelby Church. This was super cool. Hopefully she continues to make these entrepreneurial videos and we can continue to react to them. But that's about it for this one. Peace.